Periodically I've got people that will ask me questions like, hey, Matt, why don't we have money over here? Or why do we have money over here? Or why are we so spread out and diversified? I came across an amazing visual and I want to share it with you. And it talks about diversification. And, we all know this, but hindsight is 2020. Let's take a look at this interesting visual. Now, I want to draw your attention to the lines in the kind of top left quadrant of this visual. And what we're looking at is a gray line, an orange line, and a blue line. They represent the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And what we're looking at is 3 years of performance. If we were to put $100 into each one of those indexes, over on the right-hand side, you see the final dollar amount that we ended with 3 years later. Well, as we follow the gray line, you can see that it takes off like a rocket and obviously is the place to have money, but only for 2 years. You'll notice that the orange line, or the S&P 500, ends with $125 3 years later, grown up from the $100 that you started with. And interestingly enough, that the lead dog, the NASDAQ, that led the charge for 2 years, ended with the least amount of money. Well, hindsight's 2020. And we don't have a crystal ball, so we can't jump from the NASDAQ to the S&P 500 because of when our crystal ball says that we should do that. What do we do here at Ross Financial? We diversify. We spread our money out. There will always be years where various different investments don't do as well as others. But normally the pendulum swings one way. It has a tendency of swinging the other way. I thought this was a very powerful visual as to why we don't overload your portfolio one way or the other based on just what is hot today. Hopefully this is an interesting visual. If you've got any questions, you know how to reach out to us. Talk to you soon.